or desires that they want to be.
Thanks. Now, Koye, do you think that there's anything the government can do to provide a more conducive environment for the Nigerian youth to make a lasting impact?
Good afternoon, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, and happy birthday, Your Excellency. I mean, that's a very, very big question to ask. But the truth is, obviously, the government, there's a lot the government can do. There aren't enough structures or pathways to success for the youth. And I think when I look at the specific sector that I work in, which is sports, I find it a huge challenge at the present moment and a huge embarrassment, to be honest. When I look at how the federations are run, how they've been run for the however many years, it demonstrates the backward thinking in terms of engaging the youth. Now, you look at countries like the United States, England, they always come up with a very strong campaign to drive a momentum around youth. So for something like sports, a simple message put out there of get into sports is something powerful that can build momentum, but then it's also the access that the government provides them. I mean, if somebody wants to get involved in sports, where do they go to? There isn't enough information out there. I come from having grown up, obviously, in England in terms of my background and worked in sports for a long time. And it was very simple to actually get into that pathway. You take a course in business administration or sports management or physiotherapy or sports nutrition, and you know straight away your path is defined. Next step is, where do I want to go? I want to work in a local football club. I want to work in a sports recreational facility. We have none of that here. When you look at the facilities that we have, be it Roe Park, Agege Stadium, Teslim, these places they're redundant. There's no life there because you don't have youth there actively driving a sporting community, for instance. So I think this translates across all the sectors when we're looking at sports, but obviously I'm speaking more passionately about my sector. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I'm going to throw in a general question here. In what ways do you think the youth of Nigeria can be encouraged to be less dependent on the government? Having, thought about everything that you've said so far, what more can we do to encourage our youth to get active? So whoever wants to jump in first.
Okay, I'm going to go backwards a little bit. I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's been going around in the world. A place like Las Vegas, which was founded like many years ago, the mafia went into Vegas and made the place a gambling zone. And right now they generate about over $5 billion more, way more, or an average of $5 billion every year. A place like Hollywood generates about like $38 billion from movies as far back as 2016, and they are projecting to make as much as $50 billion in 2020. And that's to let you know how much is generated from entertainment. And all these funds, people running it, people generating the whole process are actually the youth. We are the ones that does everything. If you look at the numbers, we make more of the population in Nigeria, but unfortunately, we've not been given the opportunities to really, really exercise our talent. People will say talent and hard work is what you need, but it's wrong. Talent, hard work, and opportunity is what we actually need. We've got a lot of hard-working young people, talented, but unfortunately, there's no opportunity. No opportunities at all. A place like South Africa, they have over, give or take, 50 comedy clubs, over 100 venues, theaters, that people can go and do events at a subsidized rate. In Nigeria here, if I say I want to do a concert with 10,000 people in a hall with air conditioned and all the other facility with a good sound, we don't have any, not just in Nigeria, in West Africa. And we're looking at a situation where people are focusing on agriculture, which is great, it's awesome, yeah, because we need to eat. But at the same time, the only one thing that brings Nigeria together as one, I don't know if you've noticed.
Is football?
No, not just football, entertainment. entertainment covers football, covers sports, covers movies, comedy, poetry, it covers everything. Entertainment is one thing that brings everybody together. Yoruba people are rapping to a Fino's song. Igbo people are rapping to, actually, the way we are even learning how to speak other languages right now is through songs. You know, Olamide is featuring Fino. It doesn't happen normally. You know, I've never heard an Igbo man shout Musa, but during the game between Nigeria and Argentina, I heard some Igbo men screaming Musa more than 50 times. That's to let you know that the tribe, the culture doesn't exist when it comes to music, when it comes to sports. And who are the people doing these things? The older ones, they are not here anymore. Do you understand? The people that are running it are the young ones. And right now, we are doing it on our own. The reason why a lot of young people don't respect the country, you might think that we don't care. But the truth of the matter is that we are actually running our own government by ourselves. That's the truth. We provide our own security, our own water. We can't touch the road because they'll arrest us, but we can feel it. If we can't feel it, we have to upgrade, look for money, and buy an SUV. So right now, we are just adjusting to the system. We are independent. We don't have a studio. We don't have anything to work with. Nothing. And if you look at a place like London, even the States, the Western world, the government give them grants. You understand? The corporate bodies give them grants. But out here, if a corporate body wants to sponsor you, they make it look like they're doing you a favor, while sponsorship is supposed to be a trade. You give me the money, I give you the publicity. Unfortunately, we do not have that kind of structure out here, but it's something that I think the older people should look at. I said earlier that we're focusing in agriculture. Yes, it's good, but organic crops can only be harvested once a year, right? So you have to wait for a year for it to be harvested. But now, with what we produce, what we manufacture, can be harvested this evening, tomorrow, next tomorrow. It's more constant. It's more, it happens more often. And we entertain you, whether it's your wedding, it's your birthday party, you need entertainment to be able to function. So it's something that we shouldn't pay less attention to. It is actually the thing that brings everybody together. Whether you're going to a club, you must listen to music, right? If you want to laugh, I come in. But I think that the older people should give the younger ones not just a chance. We have the talent, we have the power to work hard, but we don't have the opportunities, and that's all we need right now.
Okay, thank you for that. Now, you mentioned that there are a lot of things that the youth currently do for themselves, whether it's setting up a studio to try and get their music out there and push themselves in comedy theaters and things. Companies like Andela are doing more as well as Temple. So I was wondering, from both of your perspectives, can you tell us how the government can better help us do better, if that makes sense?
Yeah, so I have the fortune or unfortunate of having to think about this basically every day. Just for context, 4 years ago, Andela did not exist. There was no company called Andela, and the 500 people we now employ, they were working across different companies. Many of them were still in school at that point.